Hi, this is Paul from Senior to Scratch. I thought I would record a video. I just came here to work on my short game, but why not do a video as well? So, if you can remember my mid-season report card, I'm quite bad on the short game, whether it's chipping, pitching, putting. In fact, I just looked at my stats. I'm probably worse than 1/3 in save percentage when off the green. So, if you think about that, if I have 8 chances at a save, I might go 6 over par in those holes. So that's very difficult to make up. So I have my club championship on Saturday, which is in 5 days, 6 days. I'm going to see if I can cram, and I'm going to share my process. It's more for my benefit to try to remember swing thoughts and see my form, but why not film it for everyone to see? All right, let's try this from the rear angle. Try to keep the arms loose, the triceps kind of tight to my body. Weight on my front side, front foot flared out as an anchor point. And shoulder, shoulder. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's film that from the front angle. Try to get those shoulders nice and level. Relaxed arms, ball slightly back. Use a shoulder and torso to swing around. Beautiful. So the swing thoughts here are to stand a little bit closer to the ball, have a light grip, make sure the shoulders are more level, have a quite a narrow stance, but keep those legs and feet really heavy, and keep those triceps in with a loose grip. And the swing thought for me is going to be to use my shoulder and my torso to rotate instead of my arms. And then same thing on the follow through. So this is going to be my form from this angle. It's going for a pin that's probably, oh, let's say about 15 yards away. Slightly back in my stance. Right, the next type of shot I'm going to try is the release 2. So this is where the feet are slightly wider, the front foot is flared out, and the shaft is in line with the back of the ball. And the hands are lower. So in the release 1, the hands are up here, release 2 right here. So the thoughts here are to, once again, not have too much wrist hinge, but a little bit of wrist hinge. Keep that front arm straight and try to maintain that cupping with the narrow follow through. Okay, I wouldn't normally do this for the same flag position, but with lots of green to work with, but this is just to practice. So let's try it. Ball slightly farther forward versus the release 1. Shaft is more leaned back a little bit. And really light grip pressure. Make sure the thumbs aren't even having any force on the club. So we'll go back and through like that. Actually works out a lot better on these super fast greens. And you do have to give yourself a decent lie. If you don't have grass under the ball, you can't do this. So let's try it again. Square club face, slightly ahead, hands lower, heavy feet. Then we're going to try to anchor around and around, wide to narrow. It's a little bit firm. Okay, now I'm going to try to demonstrate it from a different angle, front on view. See how I'm doing there with the wide to narrow, wide to narrow. Trying to get this to land at about 10 yards and roll out about 10 yards. Really loose grip, low hands, not much wrist hinge. Like that. Okay, it was a little bit long, but I did make a little bit of a divot. I don't really want to do that, but that's the beauty of using the bounce of the club. You use the middle of the bounce, you can stand to be a little bit behind the ball. So let's try to do that again. Not swing as hard. Okay, hands low. That is a pretty good shot there. That is a decent chance at an up and down there. All right, here I'm going to try the release 2 method. It's roughly 10 yards to get up to the green. It's a bit of a side slope here, ball's above my feet, and the pin is roughly 5 yards away from the edge of the green. So my intent is to basically use release 2 to get it up to the green and roll it out there. Obviously it has to be a decent lie, so I'm going to give myself a good lie. Keep the hands low, the shaft in line with the back of the ball, and the ball forward, and make sure to use torso and shoulder rotation, not just wrist hinge. Okay, that's exceptional. Hit it to about 3 feet. All right, now that I've demonstrated the 2 releases, I'm going to practice them in a block practice format. This is like me cramming before the final exams, which are my club championships. I didn't study all year, so the expectations might be a little bit too high, but if I can do better than this, say 1 out of 3 save percentage, even get a couple of those per round back, it will help my scoring numbers, provided my back stays healthy. So stay tuned for more content. Okay, this is a lie I'm going to get often. It's pretty compact, not much sand under there. So I'm going to try more of a release 1 with the abbreviated follow through just to get it out. I'm not going to be able to get it close likely, but it's sort of your stock stance. Weight forward, kick that back hip in. And this time the shaft is going to have some forward lean. It's going to be more digging motion and an abbreviated follow through. Just like that. All right, now the plan is to try to hit this out of some relatively decent sand to a very short flag. So I'm going to grip down to the steel and largely use wrist hinge and cupping to get the ball out. Once again, I'm fairly low to the ground, hands are low, and just remember to cup like that. There's a decent amount of sand here, so here I got to align with the slope, but the important thing is once again to have that weight forward, kick your hip in, and maintain the cupping. So we're going to try that. And there you go. It's out of the deep sand, a little bit fat, but that's what balance is for on the wedge.